Check it. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero, and in this video we're going to be looking at AMC stock, APE stock, and BBBY stock. This is your end of day market update since the markets are now closed, since it's after 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to be looking at what happened in the markets today, our favorite meme stocks, and what to expect in the future. I'm also going to update you guys on the bars pattern and everything else up to date with that. And I have a little bit more information with that, as I'm going to show you what's happening after the first initial pop on the April 27th date that I am predicting. So guys, you don't want to miss a second of this update. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, and see what we have going on. Alright, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. So in this video, we're going to be looking at AMC, APE, possibly some other stocks. But first, I want to talk about the court case. And then also I want to talk about AMC. I want to focus on AMC, showing you guys a few things that I updated on the bars pattern and where we're at with everything and then what to expect. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what we're looking at. So first of all, this is just the news up to date on the court case. So if you want my honest opinion on the court case, is basically, if you want my honest opinion, this is FUD. It's all FUD because the court case is not going through. I think it is detrimental to the squeeze. So I do personally think that if the reverse stock split goes through and the conversion goes through, the play's done. Okay, I will be real with y'all. The play is done. We'll be left holding a bag. There will be no MOAS. It will be bad. But the prediction that we are seeing from the bars pattern that's been playing out candle for candle for about 12 days now is telling us that we have a massive run up come up. I think that they are running out of time, and I think that on the 27th, since the date is the 27th, where we'll see the run up, as you guys can see down here on the bottom of the screen, 27th is when we start to run. I think to make everything make sense, they're going to announce that the court case was either canceled or pushed back or delayed, one way or another. But I think we're going to get a major news announcement on the 27th and get a major push to the upside that day. That is what I'm looking at for AMC stock and the bars pattern in the court case. But if you want, right here is the latest information for you guys on Brian Turtles or Tittles or whatever his name is. I do thank this man because he's fighting a good fight, but I do think that all of this is trying to shake people out and get people scared, and I do like the work that stock and crypto plays is doing as well, putting that stuff out. But as far as the hostile takeover and stuff, I think all of that stuff's going to be null and void because the reverse split's going to be canceled. Now, I like that he's pointing out all the bad things about the reverse split because I told you guys that this thing was horrible. It's all bad, but I think it's going to be canceled, and I'm thankful that it's going to the courts. And the courts basically are saying that nothing is going to be happening until April 27th. We will find out an answer on April 27th and then go from there. But the chancellor has stated very, very clearly that things are not going to just be pushed forward. A settlement's not just going to be pushed through. They're not going to rush things. They're going to take their time, and that's all we need is time, because the cost to borrow is putting pressure on the shorts like we wouldn't believe. Not only the cost to borrow, but just doing this for 2 years and everything, this long fight, everything is putting pressure on the shorts, and they are ready to capitulate with the economy, the way that the economy is going down, the hike rates, the liquidity drying up. All of these things is making it perfect for a short squeeze. And speaking of cost to borrow, we are sitting at 200% on AMC. Quickly, the AMC short interest is 26.89%. And as far as shares available to borrow as of right now, they do have 100,000 shares available to borrow as of 8 hours ago, which is the latest recording. Let's go ahead and update and see what Stonko Tractor is saying. So it is saying 0 shares available to borrow, so we could see a little bit of upside for AMC. And the bars pattern also as well is calling for upside, as you guys can see. If we go ahead and zoom in, now the candles are a little bit enlarged, so you have to kind of bear with me. The candles are a little bit longer than they should be on the bars pattern, but basically it's been following through every day. As you guys can see, it called this low, called this high, called this dip, even when we got all that FUD about Onterra and all that stuff, and I showed you guys how they manipulated the stock down. Now it's calling for upside, or then it was calling for upside, then a pullback, which we got, and now it's calling for some more upside, probably up to that 519, 520 area, 525, then get a rejection from there, pull back slightly, then get a pop above that level, and then have one final large pullback all the way from about $5 all the way back down to like 460, 480, and then have that takeoff around the 27th. So expect pullback around April 23rd to the 27th. Expect it to start trending down and then trend up once we get that news on the 27th. So that is what I'm looking at for AMC stock. As far as shares available to borrow, we do have 0. Like I said, short interest is at 26.89%. More short interest that we had than the run up last time, and more cost to borrow, more failure to delivers as well. As you guys can see, the FTDs are racking up, and this is the price in yellow. FTDs are in white. As you guys can see, FTDs are racking up considerably more FTDs than the run up last time. All of this is indicating that we are going to see a larger move than before, and AMC still on the threshold security list. Now, speaking of a larger move than we've seen before, that is also what the bars pattern is predicting as well. As you guys can see, we go ahead and look at the bars pattern. Now, I could not get the whole thing to fit because I pulled this from the 2021 run up, but I do have this arrow indicating where it would go. But as you guys can see, if I go ahead and slide this over and put it on top there, now it's very hard to make it all fit together. And that's why I had to get the pattern the way I did. But as you guys can see, you can get the general idea of the uptrend. So basically that first initial pop is just like to get things started. Then we're going to start trending up. So it's going to get very, very volatile, go all the way up to about $40, come all the way back down to about $10, and then start trending up in a uptrend consolidation, and then absolutely take off to the upside to levels that we have not seen on AMC stock. So I do think all-time highs is coming for AMC stock, and then after that, even a higher high is coming for AMC stock. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at on the short term for AMC, and also look at some technicals that show that a big squeeze is coming as well. That will correlate and show you guys that we do have multiple factors showing us that a big move is coming, not just the bars pattern. So let's go ahead and put on the Bollinger Bands and look at the weekly time frame. As you guys can see, they're getting considerably tight right now. It is insane how tight these Bollinger Bands are on the weekly time frame, literally almost touching price action. The tighter the bands are, the bigger the move we are going to see. They're probably going to continue tightening up all the way until April 27th until we see that massive pop to the upside. Now, as you guys can see, last time we had anything like this with the green MACD like that, green MACD on the weekly time frame and Bollinger Bands constricting, we had this move right here and this move right here, and this is where I pulled the bars pattern from. I do think AMC is going around for another cycle. It's going to have this move here and then have another move, but it's all relative, so this one will be even larger. So that is what I'm looking at for AMC stock, and showing you guys that there is other things in the bars pattern showing us that we are going to make that move. Let's go ahead and look at the technicals on the short term, and then we'll go ahead and look at a few other tickers. So as you guys can see, AMC stock, like I said, basically is calling for a little bit more upside. So I'm calling for a little bit more upside, then hit our head on that 525, 520 region, come back down, consolidate, have a little bit more downside before that final push to the upside. That is what I'm looking at for AMC on the short term. As far as technical analysis is telling me, let's say there is no bars pattern and I was only going off technical analysis based off the MACD on the 4-hour time frame about to get that bullish cross, I would say that there is upside coming for AMC stock as well. If you go ahead and put on the alligator, so I'll put on the alligator, we have this green band. As you guys can see, that's the bullish band. It's going ahead and curling around, curling to the bullish side, telling us that we have upside momentum coming and that this downside trend is ending. So it does look like AMC is going to be popping to the upside briefly, and then maybe having a slight pullback before we have that launch to the upside. And if there was no barge pattern, just based off of technical analysis, what that's telling me is I do see upside in AMC's future going to about that $525 level. So that's when I'm looking at AMC stock. Let's go ahead and look at APE. I do think APE is going to run with AMC. I do think that the conversion is not going to happen, so APE will still exist. You guys can see that the Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame are constricting, getting very, very tight, telling us volatility is coming. And also on the weekly time frame, they're getting tight, constricting, telling us volatility is coming. Now, if you go ahead and look at APE, also you guys can see this cup and handle pattern formation. And again, I do think APE is going to take off with AMC. So if go ahead and look at this cup and handle. So right here is the cup, right here is the handle. So our breakout point is this $1.75 level. So once APE gets above that, expect to see APE see a major push to the upside. Once it gets to $3, it can go to $5. Once it goes to $5, goes to $10, and once it gets past $10, there is no telling how high APE can go. And I do think APE is going to see a significant move along with AMC, especially when we get that news that the conversion is most likely going to be delayed once we hear that all happen on the 27th. So I am pretty much predicting as well that we are going to get news that it's either going to be pushed back, delayed, or whatever on the 27th. So that will be further confirmation that everything I've been saying this whole time has been right on point if we do get that type of news on the April 27th date and do see that pop to the upside. So everything is hinging on April 27th to know if this call is correct or not. And yes, my technical analysis has been on point, but this will be one of my biggest calls and successes yet. Bigger than even when I predicted the run up to all-time highs. That was before I was doing YouTube. I started doing it slightly after that, and I was able to make great trades off of that. So let's go ahead and look at BBBY and then wrap up the video. So BBBY is looking good. Basically consolidated on these key levels above this 40-cent resistance and between this 40-cent resistance and 50-cent support, or 40-cent support and 50-cent resistance. So it does look like it is going to see some consolidation, maybe consolidate for a day or two, but I do expect this to move to the upside. We might see a little bit of pullback for BBBY, but I do think this thing is going to keep moving to the upside, continuing to the upside, and move with AMC. I put out a video earlier putting out my theory that I think AMC, BBBY, GME, and APE are all going to run together. Now, as you guys can see, it basically made this bull flag type shape right here. As you guys can see, we can go ahead and mark that out for you guys so you guys can see that. And this is indicative of another move to the upside for BBBY after some consolidation. So let's go ahead and pull that out so you guys can see right there. And we have this uptrend forming. So right there, very steep uptrend for BBBY, as it is in a squeeze type movement. As you guys can see, it got outside of the bands. Now it's back inside of the bands. Anytime you see a stock move outside of the bands, that is a squeeze type move, especially when you see it go on the bands and use them as support. But it does look like BBBY is going to consolidate through the after hours and then possibly see another pop to the upside here coming tomorrow. We still have MACD bullish on the 4-hour time frame. On the daily time frame, we still have buy signals flashing all over this thing. On the daily time frame, right here's the buy signal on the daily time frame, buy signal on the 4-hour time frame. So until you get some sell signals on this, I would expect it to keep going up. As well, as you guys can see, the alligator is showing plenty of momentum as the bands have plenty of width in between them. So until those bands get closer together, I would expect this thing to keep going up as well. But this is showing that we have plenty of momentum to keep going to the upside. And combine the alligators with the momentum indicator, and you guys can have it pretty much telling you the top. And as you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame, momentum indicator is pinned to the upside. Now, the only thing I am looking at on the 4-hour time frame is RSI is overbought. So that's why I'm saying we need to consolidate for maybe a day or two before we have a push up. But I do expect BBBY to have another move to the upside after RSI cools down a little bit, gets back into the regular zone, and now we can continue to the upside. But the thing is, on the daily time frame, we have plenty of room to run, and one of the indications of a short squeeze is being under 30, RSI under 30, and as you guys can see, RSI was under 30 for BBBY, indicating a short squeeze type move. And also real quickly for BBBY, if that gets over $1, the gamma ramp that it will see after $1 is absolutely insane. If you look at the options chain is absolutely stacked. So if it gets past $1, it could easily move up to these higher ranges very, very quickly. So if BBBY gets to $1, this thing could push to insane levels. So things could get very, very crazy for the shorts very, very fast. As you guys can see, everything is lining up. AMC on the threshold security list. We're looking for a run April 27th. Court case still going good in our favor. Everything's going our way. Everything's looking good. So everything is lining up as we planned and as we predicted, and things are looking beautiful for the meme stock. So guys, that is the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I just wanted to get this information out there before the end of the day. This is your end of day wrap up for the markets because the markets is closed. AMC closed at 510. APE closed at $1.53. BBBY at 46 cents, and I do expect BBBY to move up, AMC to move up slightly, and then have some pullback and then rip. So that is the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. I go live, talk about my trades, everything all day long. So if you find any of that interesting, go ahead and check that out. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. Alright guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. And remember, you could check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. I talk about my trades, AMC stock, crypto, all day long. So if you find any of that interesting, go ahead and check that out. I also have people in there as well posting information that add value to the server. So if you want to join the community, check us out. And I appreciate each and every one of you that watches to the end of the video. It truly does mean a lot to me. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.